to create a company that would be able to produce essentially everything that I would need in life. So not just like a t-shirt or, hoodies and sweats, but more so a complete lifestyle company as opposed to just a brand. As you can see here, this I got, when I was younger. Street art, Japanese, pop culture, and then as you go up my body to my neck and then to my chest, it's a lot of Greek sculptures. So it kind of shows the progression in a weird way from like where I was to now where I am and where I'm going. The transition, I don't know. I think it's just an accumulation of travel, to be honest. Because, like they say, travel is the key. So I think the more of the world that I see, the more my tastes become elevated. So I think that has a huge part to play. Like my time in Paris really helped me to define like my true taste and style, which is what you see in the ihnomuhnit brand. The recent hoodies with the faces, we were in 7th collection. I mean, people weren't necessarily aware. We had a core following, but it was a lot smaller. I guess it consisted of those who really appreciated fashion and quality and luxury. When we had 2 Chainz wear one of our sweaters at the Kanye, I think it was the St. Pablo tour, and it was a really big tour. So there were a lot of celebrities. Some of the press caught a photo of him, Andre 3000, and Kanye talking. And then that kind of fueled the story of what were they talking about? Were they talking about this clothing line? Were they talking about that television series? So it was just a lot of speculation. And then from there, it was just one publication after the other that picked it up. I was watching the series, and then this is when Stranger Things first came out. This character, 11, was super cool, so why not just put it on a sweatshirt? And then I did it for myself, just to have it to wear, and I threw my brand name on the back, like with no intent to sell at all. So then we went to Vegas to Capsule, and like when I had the sweatshirt on, literally everyone that saw it just freaked out. For the Pablo, it's like, why not put Pablo's face on a t-shirt, It's more about the symbolism as opposed to the characters or like the actual images on the clothing. It's like what that means to me, and I know that those things will resonate with people globally. When I was in Italy, somebody made the reference that a lot of my characters are like crime related, which I never thought about until after the fact, and it's actually true. But I think that's because of also like my upbringing back in Chicago. It's a life I understand, so that's why I think I always choose something that's like crime related. For example, not only did we do the Pablo, but we did pieces that had like cocaine on them, for example. Like no brand would put cocaine on a t-shirt or a hoodie and sell it. Like, they would probably get in so much trouble, but for us it works because people gravitate towards those things. I think the pieces before that were pretty wild were our denim beaded jacket, which was like our version of couture, because that had not been done to that extent, especially for menswear. Also the Fox backpack that we did was pretty wild, but then the sweatshirt really went viral, and the people who drive the viral aspect of social media are those kids and the youth of pop culture. So I think that's why that was so much more successful in terms of social media wise than the previous pieces. We make certain products exclusively for the Asian market or with the Asian clientele in mind. They're really, driving the industry in terms of sales and direction. With this documentary, this is our introduction in terms of putting a face to the brand. I think that this is very important, and the only reason I agreed to do it was because of, where it will be shown and the reach that it will have in the Asian marketplace.